What's up, people? We have a classic murder mystery on our hands today. Did the MT-07 kill the R6? Maybe. Maybe not. Alright. But seriously, Yamaha, as you've probably already seen, did discontinue the R6 after 2020, which to me is like super sad. But it's not the first of the 600s to be taken out, right? The Honda CBR 600RR also went the way of the dodo bird a couple years ago. So we've seen manufacturers dropping out of the 600cc super sport segment in the last couple years. We've got two remaining holdouts, which are the Gixxer 600 and the Cowie ZX6R. Is the MT-07 the core reason for Yamaha, the entry-level bike, sport bike or street bike, was the 600, was the R6? But it had crazy amounts of power, unusable for most beginning riders. Unnecessary, arguably even dangerous. So enter the FZ07, then the MT-07, or renamed the MT-07, and it's a more manageable type of power. It's not as threatening, right? Tops out at 100 something miles an hour. It's more versatile through the city, easier to maneuver, and it still has loads of low-end torque for a really fun experience. But it's not just this standard naked segment that's been eating into the super sport 600 super sport segment, or that's killing these bikes. We also have the Euro 5 emission standards, and so to get your 600 sport bike to meet those emissions as a manufacturer requires tons of investment. So why are you going to invest millions of dollars to develop motors that perform well, right? Imagine you come out with the 2021 R6 and it has less horsepower, less torque, not as fun to ride, and you're going to charge more because you just invested millions of dollars to get the motor to meet these emissions requirements. How do you justify that? And Yamaha didn't. They said, fuck that. Euro 5 can kiss my ass. That's what Yamaha said. So we'll see. I'm really sad about it because when I was growing up, getting into the sport bike world really I was just coming into high school. It was early 2000s, right? And that was the beginning. Actually, that was right in the middle of like this super bike shootouts, and the 600 segment was on fire. Like really, the ZX6R, or the 636 rather, the CBR 600, the Gixxer 600, and then the R6, and you had these four bikes just duking it out in the early 2000s. So I have these super fond memories of these bikes, right? My first bike was a 99 Honda CBR 600. It was an F4. And my next bike was a 636, and then I had another 636, and these bikes just, you could blow the doors off of a dude that couldn't ride on a 1000. Any day I'd take a dude on a 1000 through the mountains, and if you're a good enough rider, there's not much competition because you could really wind out a 600. Granted, when you get into top speed and things like that, obviously the 1000 segment eat a 600's lunch, but the 600s were a ton of fun, really a ton of fun. And I've been thinking about getting another sport bike, and I was actually thinking about getting an R6. I'm not going to do that now because I guess the bikes were using like arguably 10-year-old technology because they just really weren't investing into the R6. They probably saw the writing on the wall long before we did. So I'll have to think of something else. Maybe it'll be a Gixxer 600 or maybe something entirely different. We'll see. But that's for another video. So we can't say for sure that the MT-07 killed the R6 by itself. It was not the lone operator in the murder of the R6. But it was definitely an accomplice to this heinous crime. Alright, listen, if you found any value, leave a like and subscribe. Hope you're well. Stay safe out there. Keep the rubber side on the road. Later.